Welcome back, guys. I have got a special treat for you today. I'm gonna give you an unbiased view of a tool I've been using for years. If you like volume or if you like texture, stay tuned, it's gonna be awesome. Coming at you. All right, guys, so in today's video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about a specific tool from Sam Villa. It's called the Texture Iron. Now, this specific iron is something that I've been using on editorial shoots, in the salon. My wife loves it. So let's get right into what makes this good and the things that I don't really care much for. So let's start unboxing this bad boy. All right, guys, so let's see here. So first off, guys, we've got the texture iron itself. You guys can kind of see, it's basically almost a mini crimper, okay? Okay, we've got the iron. So here with the iron, first off, you've got 3 temperature settings right through here. Now, your low is gonna be for fine hair. Of course, this is gonna be for colored hair. This is gonna be for your average, hair texture. And then high is gonna be more for resistance. The temperature setting for low is gonna be 375. The temperature setting for your colored is going to be 392. And then your temperature setting for high is gonna be 410. So first off, one of the things that I really like about this is that this extension, the actual cord is extremely long. So if you're working on set or if you're in the salon and your outlet is kind of like further from your chair, you don't need an extension to be able to do somebody's hair and stretch this super far. So that's the one thing I really like about this. The other thing I really like about this is the temperature settings, right? You can go from your low to your color treated versus if you have it too high and you've got color on the hair, you can a little bit discolor hair, meaning that you can take a little bit of color out if the heat is too high. One of the things that I do not necessarily like about this, where I've actually had to, this is probably my 3rd texture iron that I've had over the years, is that when, I've had this right through here, I've actually had it break by pressing down too hard, where this will crack right there next to that. And that's just me kind of using and abusing this. I don't know if this specific one has actually been improved, but that's something that I have seen that I don't necessarily like on this iron. And again, that might be wear and tear, or that might be manufacturer defect. I don't really know. I'll have to, talk to Sam or their education director, Andrew, and see if they've actually improved that from the last models. But other than that, the things I really like about this iron, and I'm gonna show you, I'll do a couple demos, is I really like to use this at the root of the hair to give almost like a backcombed effect on people. And I'll show you how to do that on one of my mannequins right through here. The other thing that I really like to do is to do a nice little dusting of texture all the way down on any sort of hairstyle to make it to where I can pull up on a up style, or just to give a really cool texture on the hair. So without further ado, let's go in, let's do a little demoing. So on this specific mannequin head, it's colored, right? We did some color. If you like what we've done, I'm gonna go ahead and link the video of what I did on this specific look, how I cut it, how I colored it. 2 different videos you can go ahead and check out. But today, let's go ahead and show you, this was, when I had blow dried this back when I actually did this, I just used a Mason Pearson style brush, not really giving too much volume, just almost like the curve of the moon. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in, I'm going to create more lift and more volume with the texture iron. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, guys, so as you guys can see is that on this side, we didn't do anything over through here, but on this side, we basically gave that texture or that mini crimp close to the root, just the very first section, really, really close to the root. I stayed away from the hairline up through here, and I didn't do anything back through there. So you can't really see anything right through the front area. But as you can see, the amount of volume you get from this is like a natural amount of volume, where it would give an illusion of almost being backcombed, but the hair's not backcombed. You create that texture, that root area, gives a nice amount of puffiness. If your hair is very fine texture, you don't have a lot of volume to it, this specific technique is amazing for that. So I would go ahead and check that out. Use this tool, it's phenomenal. My wife likes to use it like this because her hair's more on the finer textured side. And if we can create a little bit more volume in there, it gives the illusion that she has a lot more hair, and the hair is like super, you know, just voluptuous. So let's go ahead and do another technique. Let's get into that right now. So with this style right here, as you can see, I've taken this texture iron and I've gone all the way down the section from like root all the way to ends. I'm now going to brush this out to actually kind of like bring out some of this texture. The point of doing a style like this is to make it to where you can now pull up anybody's hair. So you can give the illusion that they have an abundance of hair. They have a ton of hair. So is this style for everybody? No, not 100%. But I've done this style on photo shoots where I've taken this and I put them in a French twist, or I've just pulled up their hair, and I just want to give the illusion that they have a ton of hair, because it creates almost like this little bit of fuzz across that texture. So let's go ahead and brush this out. I'm a really, really big advocate of, I like texture in the hair. I really just like, you know, I'm a really big, I just love texture, you know, and when it comes to pulling up hair, you know, this is something that I never really liked pulling up hair until I discovered a tool like this. So now I very much just love pulling up hair. I love doing interesting textures on it. From far away, as you can see, that, you know, you can start to see that there's like a little bit of texture in that hair. But when you get up close, you can really start to see those little, like, you know, those little kind of like. So after brushing this out, I'm going to show the style where somebody could wear this. You could wear this back like this. I'm going to put a little bit of hairspray in there. So people that want to kind of like expose their face, and you can kind of see this specific angle through here, and you can see how she has like that just nice amount of volume throughout that, which is super, super kind of sexy. And that just naturally happens, which is fabulous. And then you can get those kind of ridges in there just like that. So as you can see, one of the really cool things that I really just love about the whole texture is that I'm a kid that kind of comes from the 80s, right? You can literally defy gravity with this tool. Now, of course, looking at this right through here, you know, this might seem a little like disheveled to some, but you can you can do anything with the texture. The texture is so malleable. You know, you can go ahead and pull up the texture. You can braid with this, and you can make your braids that much thicker, from French twists to ponytails to, there is so much you can do with this. It literally will do basically anything. So that's what I really truly love about this tool, is that the hair it will go anywhere. You can push it any which direction. And now I'm just putting like a hairspray in there to create just texture, and even more texture and more texture and more texture. So that's the cool thing, is that you can do anything with this stuff. And as I start to I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna keep kind of playing with this hair, and you're gonna see how I'm gonna go ahead and put this up, and I'm just going to play with this. So put this up in some sort of kind of up style to where I'll take one little pin here and I'm gonna go ahead and put that right in there. And as you can start to see this, you can start to kind of see how you're really just kind of playing with hair. Now, I just went and pinned that right in there, okay? And I'll tuck in some of those ends. I'll pull some of that down right through there. Now, this is just something that, you know, really, I just created on the fly, just like that. Another little thing we're gonna do, we'll go ahead and take that down and let's go ahead and do something else. As you can see, the texture and really what you can do is you can do anything. So I would encourage you guys, if you're looking for something to expand your texture in your hair, if you're looking for something to expand your skills and your perception of what hair can do, I would suggest getting one of these. The positive has an extremely long cord. I really, really like that. I like that it's got 3 different temperature settings. The negatives, that on the past irons, it's cracked in this area. I don't know if it was wear and tear from me, but then the other one is that when it's on high, it gets extremely hot to the touch when I'm using both of my hands to clamp down. It is extremely effective. It works to build volume in somebody's hair, just like this on the right side, to create texture like this. But if you guys are looking to up your game, your editorial styling game, your game in the salon, just to build volume, if you have fine hair, whatever it may be. My wife loves this iron. She actually wanted one. I got her one for Christmas this year. So guys, I would go ahead and check that out. I appreciate you guys tuning in today. If you guys like this video, subscribe, hit the bell button. I'll see you on the next video, guys. See ya.